Yo, what's going on everybody? Today I'm going to be teaching you 25 Cayo Perico tips you must know in GTA Online. So let's get started. Tip number 1. Did you know that right after you scope out the primary target for the Cayo Perico gather intel mission and you get this message, you can just find a new session which can ultimately save you a ton of time since you won't need to run all the way back to the airfield to exit the island. Now this will only work for you guys if you've already completed the Cayo Perico heist before. So do not try to do this if it's your very first time since it will not work. Tip number 2, when you're leaving the island to escape, did you know that if you drive your bike that you stole after leaving the compound into the ocean and you go far enough, you'll be able to escape the island that way instead of going your normal infiltration point that you selected. Now this can save you a ton of time since you won't have to run all the way over to the north dock. So yeah, I recommend always using this as your exit since you will be able to get the elite challenge more often. Tip number 3. If you select the long fin approach for the Cayo Perico heist, you'll be able to freely travel around the island, which will allow you to drive your boat to the locations with the secondary loot. Now this is very nice since it can help you save a ton of time if you want to get the elite challenge each time you complete the Cayo Perico heist. Tip number 4, for the long fin approach mission, you'll notice that there are 3 different trucks on your map. There's one truck that's going to be isolated from the other 2 trucks. Now that single truck will always be the Phantom Wedge, which is a very good vehicle since it can move basically anything out of its way and it has some good acceleration. Tip number 5, speaking of the Phantom Wedge, did you know that you can use your own vehicle on the long fin prep mission? Now this can save you a lot of time, especially since you'll need to connect the truck to the boat to deliver it to the docks. Tip number 6, when you start the mission where you'll need to head over to the office for the weapon loadout prep, always make sure that you enter through the roof entrance instead of the bottom so that you won't have to deal with the enemies that are going to be waiting for you. Tip number 7, if you start the gather intel mission and make your way over to the docks area with the boats, you'll want to drive over here beside the compound to locate the drainage tunnel. Now once you get here, you'll need to swim around until the notification pops up saying that you discovered the drainage tunnel. This will allow you to access the compound whenever you do the finale, which will save you a ton of time, especially if you're looting the north dock or the airfield. Tip number 8, after you make your way over to the Mr. Rubio's office, don't forget to check the safe for the extra money since you'll be able to get an extra 30 to 40k each time. Besides, it only takes like 5 seconds. Tip number 9, when you're doing the cutting torch prep mission, you can equip the hard hat from the building and it will allow you to stay within the guard's cone of vision for an extended period of time without getting detected by the guards. Tip number 10, if you see one of the guys that are camping at the communications tower near the bottom, then that means that the signal bots will always be located at the top of the tower. Tip number 11, when you're doing the Cayo Perico heist finale, you may have trouble unlocking the office fingerprint puzzle. Now the quickest way to do this is to make each piece of the puzzle the same as the first piece. Then all you need to do is go to the second piece and move it to the right 1 time. Afterwards, go down to the third piece and move it to the right twice. Then you're going to want to move the 4th piece to the right 3 times, and then finally move your 5th piece to the right 4 times. Now do you guys understand the pattern now? If not, I'm going to put instructions on screen so that you can understand it. Tip number 12, once you've completed all the prep missions for the Cayo Perico heist and you're ready to start the finale, always purchase the suppressors for your weapon loadout, and this will just make it so that your weapons are always silent. So this will ultimately help you whenever you're doing the Cayo Perico heist finale. Tip 13, whenever you are inside the airfield hangar, there's going to be some hidden secondary loot at the top and you may not know how to access it. So in order to access it, you'll need to look for the forklift, and then after that, you'll need to pick up the crate with the forklift. And then you'll need to drive the forklift and position it in front of the cage. Then climb over the forklift and then hop over the fence. And then that will allow you to access the extra secondary loot area. Tip 14, whenever you're doing the weapon loadout mission and you get the Merryweather HQ mission, find a new session because that will save you a ton of time since the mission will take a very long time to complete. But yeah, keep switching sessions until you get a different mission. Tip number 15, whenever you're doing the plasma cutter mission to locate the planning board, all you need to do is walk inside the building, and then when you do that, do not move at all. Once you're inside, just open the Snapmatic app and take a photo and send it to Pavel. Just do not move until you send the photo. Now this is going to save you some time since we don't need to make our way all over to the planning board to take a photo. Tip 16, when you're exiting the compound, try to drive slower when you're riding the motorcycle because there's going to be a ton of bushes and small trees that will knock you off the bike and you're going to fail the heist, so just be mindful of that. Tip 17. You actually aren't required to do the disruption missions or the demolition charges mission. These are, in my opinion, a waste of time, so just avoid doing all those missions and only do the regular setup. Tip 18. Whenever you're doing the longfin prep mission and you've already stole a boat, just drive it out to the police station and then exit the vehicle. Now, just run far away from it and shoot an RPG at yourself to lose the cops. Now, you'll notice that you won't have a wanted level anymore. Tip 19. Whenever you're doing the weapon loadout prep mission, did you know that you don't need to kill each guard inside of the building? All you need to do is just shoot the guards that are standing at this point. Then, you're going to want to run through the hallway and shoot all the guards that are standing here. And then that's it. You don't need to clear the whole building, so hopefully that helped you out. Tip 20. You can use your Oppressor Mark II for the Cayo Perico heist instead of only using your Sparrow helicopter, but you have to make sure you're being careful when you're doing it. So first, just position your Oppressor over the square, but make sure you're not in motion while you're doing it. Then just exit your Oppressor but stand still for 2 seconds. Then aim your weapon to make sure it's not moving so that it won't fall in the water, because it might happen to you sometimes. Tip 21. Whenever you're doing the fingerprint cloner prep mission and you're inside the archive building, if you enter in first person mode by clicking the touchpad on PS5 or the dashboard button on Xbox, you'll be able to run a tad bit faster. This can help you when you want to complete the mission quicker. Tip 22. Whenever you're on the gather intel mission, you'll want to always go up to this location and steal the bike. This will allow you to basically have access to any area since it can fit in very narrow places. Besides, the bike is actually pretty fast, so just don't get too close to the guards or they're gonna spot you. Tip 23. If you complete the Cayo Perico heist with a friend, you will only receive a 48-minute cooldown, which means you can start it up without having to wait 2 hours and 24 minutes compared to everyone else if you do it solo. And this is going to save you a lot of time, especially if you want to make money with the Cayo Perico heist. Tip 24. Did you know that inside of your Kosaka, you can purchase some free snacks? This will allow you to restock up on your snacks so that you can heal your character up in the event that you alert the guards. Tip 25. Once you complete the Cayo Perico heist for the first time, you'll be able to fast travel your Kosaka for only $2,000 instead of the regular $10K that you paid before. This is going to save you some extra money, especially if you're low on funds. If you want to learn how to do the Cayo Perico heist solo, click on this video.